Am I the asshole for telling my mother to stop telling people the story behind my name? I, 15 male, and my mother, 39 female, have similar names due to my mother naming me after her. I don't dislike my name at all, but the story behind it and how my mother constantly wants to tell it to the world is the problem. For backstory, I'm her second child, and for her first child, my older brother, 20 male, she wanted to know his gender, and she found out and named him. For me, however, she decided to keep it a surprise. However, she, for some reason, was confident that I would be a female and was dead set on naming me after her. Her name is Alexandra, so she would have named me Alexandra as well. Fake names. When I came out male, she simply named me Alexander, fake name. However, she would constantly tell everyone she befriended, if we were together, the story on how I was named. It embarrasses me to no end, and I've told her over and over to please not tell that to every new friend her or I make. She told all of my friends' parents the story, despite me asking her not to tell them. She wants to meet my friends' parents for the first time if I want to sleep over, for whatever reason. This all boiled down to Thursday, when my mother and I went to the grocery store, and as we were leaving, a duo of charity workers came up to us to ask if we were willing to donate to their cause. My mother, being the social butterfly that she is, sparked up a conversation with them. As the two introduced themselves to us, my mother followed suit and, of course, told them the story that I dreaded she would. My name is Alexandra, and this is my son Alexander. He was supposed to be a girl and take my name, but he came out a boy, so I named him after me. I got a bit angry and told her, I really wish you wouldn't tell every stranger you meet on the street that. It makes me feel embarrassed and mad. It got silent, and my mother's face twisted, and just told the charity workers that she'll donate next time and started walking to the car. The car ride home was silent, and when we got home, she told me that I really embarrassed her back at the store and that I should have told her something after we got in the car, that I didn't like her telling the story. I've said to her that I've told her repeatedly that I don't like her telling everyone with a pulse that she befriends that story, and that I got fed up with her blatantly ignoring me and my request to stop. She just told me to go to my room and to not come out. She, of course, told everyone in my family what I did, and my stepdad and grandparents said that I shouldn't have embarrassed her like that and to apologize to her. My brother and best friend told me that I was right to call her out since I've told her so many times to stop embarrassing me with that story and that she needed to learn from what I felt. I do feel bad and want to apologize and talk to her, but at the same time, I still feel like I'm right and that she needed to feel what I feel. So am I the asshole? In the comments, KBG says, not the asshole, because I think if a parent is repeatedly doing something that upsets their child, they should endeavor to stop doing it unless it's a safety issue, so definitely not the asshole. I am curious though, which part of this is embarrassing? Is it your mum being friendly and chatting to strangers? Is it being named after your mother? Is it because she got your gender wrong when she was pregnant? I think it's pretty cringeworthy when people name their children after themselves, but apart from that, this feels like common parent problem. Most adults with teenage children are confident enough in themselves to chat to people and make small talk, which is what this is. It's not embarrassing or significant for either party. Most teenagers aren't as comfortable with small talk, either making or receiving, and find themselves being embarrassed by their parents making it. That feels like part of what's going on here. As for wanting to meet the parents of your friends, that's normal and expected and good parenting. They're responsible for you and need to do their best to ensure the adults whose home you're visiting are as safe as possible. I do the same, and my parents did the same, as did the parents of my friends at your age, particularly if sleeping over. And OP replies, what I find embarrassing is just her needing to tell that story to people when she introduces us. I don't mind being named after her at all. As for her meeting my friends' parents, I didn't even think about her just wanting to make sure that they were responsible, but it makes sense now that you say it like that. Flimsy Fee 8449 asks, question, why does it embarrass you other than because you're 15? 15-year-old you will get embarrassed about stuff, and 25-year-old you will have zero idea why. Lots of hormonal angst can be avoided if you can tell the difference. And OP says, "It's not that I find my name or the story embarrassing, it's just her strange need to tell people the story when she introduces us, even if I told her many times to stop." God damn it, how do I resist the urge to be like, well, you see here, Sonny Jim, my mum's so much worse. I understand where OP's coming from, and I understand being pissed off at that age when your parents are doing something that grinds your gears and you feel like they're going out of their way to embarrass you. I completely get that. The reason I feel the need to compare myself to you in this instance, OP, is that my mum would start telling extremely personal family stories to just random strangers, and I found that absolutely debilitating. So like the name thing, I get that, I completely do, I know where you're coming from. I really do think it can be worse though, and that this is an easy one to solve by just, having a heart-to-heart with your mom and really trying to drive home the fact that this is embarrassing you and annoying you, and it's something she can fix. Maybe a workaround is she doesn't bring it up, but if someone else points out, the similarity and they ask where it came from, then it's okay for her to say it. That seems like a reasonable middle ground. Much like that first comment, not the asshole. I think if a parent is repeatedly doing something that upsets their child, they should endeavor to stop doing it unless it's a safety issue. I agree with that. I feel like that is where I would like to come from too. If you're doing something repeatedly that upsets someone very close to you, like saying, "Hey, you're my girlfriend, I'm going to murder and dismember you," it's probably a good idea to listen to them and change the behavior, not the asshole. And now, onto an update. So a bit of a late update for you. I want to say thanks for the advice and support. It means a lot, and I do mean that. I do also want to say that please don't make this a whole picture of my mother and I's relationship. She loves me, and I love her, and we get along very well. She has her flaws, just as everyone does. Anyway, the update. So on that Thursday, later in the afternoon, my mother and stepdad came into my room when my best friend and I were playing Lego Fortnite. My stepdad first apologized for being upset with me and told me that my mother told him that I yelled at her, but she later told him that I didn't and that he agreed that the story was embarrassing. My mother apologized too, but asked me if us being named similarly was embarrassing to me. I told her that I liked my name and I don't mind being named similarly, but that she didn't need to tell people this all the time. Thinking back on some comments, I told her that she could simply just introduce us as Alexandra and my son Alexander, and people could just connect the dots. She seemed to like this idea and promised me that she would do that from now on. She said that she told this story to people because she was so proud of the young man that I am and just wanted to show off our connection. I told her that it was fine to be proud, but do it in a different way. And she agreed. She told me as an apology, she would make pizza in our pizza oven that we have outside with whatever toppings I like. It's my best friend and I's favorite food with our favorite toppings, mushrooms and peppers. She was excited, but then again, she practically lives here, so she eats it plenty. I agreed. Not an exciting update, but a hopeful one nonetheless. Thank you again for all the support, even the ones who said that I was the arsehole. I did read all of them. In the comments, Tylerific says, "I could see this being really exhausting for 15 years. I'm imagining every conversation when OP's mum met someone at the grocery store, church, school, etc. went exactly like he said. Stranger, your kid is so cute. Mum, yes, this is Alexander. I'm Alexandra, and he was supposed to be a girl because I wanted to name her after me. Instead of, yes, this is Alexander, and he just started walking. He just learned how to ride a bike. He plays sport, instrument, etc. He's starting middle school this year, etc. Having your mum introduce your identity primarily as not a girl like she's so expected, and almost her exact name for your whole life has to suck. I wonder if this really is the mum's only overbearing quality. Also, it's not an interesting story at all. It kinda seems like it would be obvious where the name came from. Wow, A parent who apologizes? What's that like? Damn, wouldn't that be nice? Also, like, on top of all of this, constantly hearing your mum say he was supposed to be a girl. It's just, he's not what I wanted. He came out wrong. I want a refund. Even if she consciously doesn't mean it like that, it's like a subconscious beating that you're getting. Just constantly being reminded that you're not what your mum wanted. Oh yeah, I'm really proud of you. I love you. You know, I'm so proud of everything that you're doing, but the only thing I care about is the fact that you're not a girl, so I'm going to remind you that every day and tell everyone that. Also, why did she tell the stepdad that OP yelled at her and then changed this story? There's just so many red flags in her behavior. She doesn't sound like a great person. This sounds like the apology and the true story was dragged out of her by stepdad, who probably recognized she was lying. And I'm assuming he got her to this place of changed behavior and apology. I'm picking up covert narcissist vibes. Not like full-on narcissist, but like definitely some sprinkles of narcissism in there. Thanks for the story, OP. Hope you're doing better these days. Sorry you had to go through all that. That's like a canon event for you. Hope all is well now. Our next post is by user Chaff Champion, and it's titled, "Finally found out why my friends don't want me going on my date tonight, and I'm pretty annoyed." For context, I'm 35 male, and my date is 43 female. We actually met because she's in a hobby group with my mum, and she encouraged us to go out together. Two of my friends and their girlfriends didn't approve when they found out. At first, it was because she was a few years older than me, and because she's a friend of my mum's, but after pointing out that at our age, 8 years is not a big age gap, and my mum was supportive, they just called it weird and creepy to date her. Oh, brother, these friends stink. Eventually, after everyone else I asked seemed confused about the problem, like I was, they came clean and admitted that they had been talking to my ex that left me a year ago, and she had been missing me. My ex is friends with the two disapproving girlfriends, and they've all been planning to try to get us back together, like some kind of trashy romance plot. My ex left me after we were together for a year because she just didn't feel right about our relationship. It hurt like hell at the time, but I've moved on. I've run into her a few times and been polite, but I have no interest in a relationship or even a friendship with her. She's not part of my life anymore, and I'm keeping it that way. My friends made me feel like I was crazy and weird for wanting to go on a date with a woman that I get along with. We've hung out a lot in other settings, just not a date yet. Also, they could try and force my ex back into my life. Ex texted me this morning asking if we could meet up and talk, and I told her that I wasn't interested in anything that she'd have to say and that I'd like to keep my distance from her. I'm also putting some distance between my two friends who are playing along with their girlfriend's stupid game. On the plus side, I'm really looking forward to our date tonight. Dinner, drinks, and a walk through town to enjoy the nice weather that we're getting. In the comments, ThrowCharles12 says, "Trying to manipulate you into cancelling a date because they care more about the feelings of the girl that dumped you doesn't really sound like something real friends would do." And OP says, "Yeah, I was pretty disappointed that they were willing to play along with all this. They aren't my closest friends, so I'm strongly considering just moving on from them completely." That's fucking weird, man. I would be pretty upset if my friends were conspiring with my ex to get me back with her and shitting on my chance to find something with someone else. This sounds like something a bunch of 20-year-olds would do. I can't imagine a world where any of my friends wouldn't just say, "Hey man, your ex has been talking about you a bunch. Do you think there's a chance? She's interested." This all sounds way immature and weirdly conspiratorial. I know Reddit is always burn the bridge, divorce, leave, kill the dog or whatever, but I would really reconsider these friendships. It's one thing to try and put you two in the same room. Still weird, but alright. And another to make you feel bad and actively try to make you not date a woman that you're interested in. Anyways, have fun on the date, man. I hope it works out. And OP says, "You're right. It was absurd that they did all of this instead of just letting me know that she was interested. I would have said no still, but at least then it would have been done then and there, and there wouldn't be any drama. Now they're my ex-friends, and I think it's for the best." Birthday Infamous says, I feel like if you're in your 30s dating someone older than you, the age gap thing doesn't matter. Regardless, this is a really weird thing for your friends to do. Once you're both past 30, you're both grown-ass adults. Your relationship is your own business at that point. If OP is happy spending time with the lady, then he's probably better off than with the drama crew. Your ex has decided she is now willing to settle for you. How dare you not be available for her? Screw that. Go enjoy your date and see how things go. This is exactly how I would read the ex. She thought the grass would be greener, and now time and nostalgia has made her rethink. There's no reason to think that she wouldn't just do the same shit if you started dating again. Good for you for moving on. I love that they tried to use the problematic age gap thing as like another reason, being like, oh, it's a friend of your mum's, bad vibes, an 8-year age difference? She's basically a predator, dude. What a problematic thing. You should get back with your ex. That'd be like much cooler than this person that is not double-crossed you like the ex. The one that dumped you on the street like a boring toy that she's no longer interested in. I'm with everyone else on this one. I think you should get rid of the friends as well. They may well accept the fact that you're not getting with the ex and you're going to be with this woman, but I don't think that they're going to accept you in this woman's relationship. I think for them it's always going to be weird and always a point of contention. If they were this willing to work together to stop you from getting in that relationship, who's to say that there's going to be good faith going forward? And now onto the update a couple of hours later. Just got home, did not expect this much support. I figured I'd let anyone finding this later or checking back in know. The date went very well. Haven't had a first date go that well, I think, ever, to be honest. Second date has already been planned. I'll be cooking dinner, and we'll both be watching a few terrible movies that we both share a love for. As for my crappy ex-friends, I've already told them that we're done being friends. Luckily, they're a part of a separate social circle from my main group of friends, so it's a very easy breakup process there. Ex tried calling me. Went ahead and blocked her everywhere that I could think of. Not letting those idiots ruin an otherwise amazing night. Thanks again for everyone's supportive words. I know I made the right call, but it's nice to be validated, you know? And now onto update 2, 4 days later. Wow, this got a lot more attention than it deserved. Came back to hundreds of messages. People wanted to know about date 2. It went just as well as the first date, I would say. I made a chicken parm and she got me my favorite cider to drink. We watched Velocipasta because that movie is truly art at its finest. She's an incredible woman, and now we're official, so I get to brag about my awesome girlfriend to anyone who will listen. She's confident, smart, funny, gorgeous, and she knows what she wants. She's very straightforward, which I appreciate. Obviously, it's way too early to tell what the future of this relationship looks like, but for now, I'm happier than I've been in a very long time. Also, my mum's being smug as hell and teasing me relentlessly, but my girlfriend's getting it even worse because mum and the girls from the hobby club are all ganging up on her. It's all in good fun. I just think they haven't had much new relationship gossip in a while. Ex, her friends, and my 2 ex-friends seem to have accepted the breakup, and I don't expect them to show up knocking on my door demanding that we hang out or anything like a few people suspected. With those friends out of my life, I'm no longer likely to even run into my ex, as I only ever saw her when hanging out with those particular friends. Might see her at the store, but even that's unlikely because I go at odd hours to do my shopping. That's it. No big fun drama. I'm happy, girlfriend is happy, family and friends are happy, and life is good. Thank you for listening to me yap about my love life on the tail end of a post that I wrote just to work off some steam. In the comments, imagine being those friends. Imagine meddling with your friend's life because their ex, who walked away, wants to undump them. They're like 15 years too old for this. My thoughts exactly. They're presumably all in their 30s. This friendship breakup is likely overdue. Ex probably realized how hard it is to find a decent one and wants to crawl back. Good for OP, shutting that down and ditching those drama mongers. And the ex dumped him first based on what I assume was bad vibes. What could that mean? Fuck if I know. But all I see is immaturity and a lack of commitment, wanting to get away at the first sign of a downturn. I just want to point out that this is a shining example of a very appropriate age gap. Both parties are independent adults at comparable life stages. They both seem to have a good sense of what they're looking for in a partner, and there is no power imbalance. Yup. The only thing that could maybe be an issue is that she's friends with his mum, and that could be awkward regardless of how things go. But even then, everyone seems down to earth, and it doesn't seem like it's anything problematic. Honestly, Velocipasta, Chicken Palmy, and a bad friend group being dumped as well, I don't see the problem. I think OP just gained a substantial amount by the update of this post. Congratulations, OP. Thank you for the wholesome post. Go take your positive, lovely life updates somewhere else, away from this cesspit, please. I can't stand all the happiness. I'm kidding. Again, very, very happy. It was a beautiful story. I needed that. And I hope you guys have a lovely future together, for whatever it brings you to. And that's all I have for you today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.